So today we're gonna answer some of the questions that you had about some of the short-term trading strategy that I made a video about. And of course, I'm the most open-minded investor / NFT artist on YouTube with a diverse appetite for risky asset classes ranging between shopping centers and shitcoins, but not government bonds, creating contact-led, family-friendly, cookie-accepting, cat-free, technical specialized tutorials and guidelines to harness the generational wealth transfer found in crypto trends. And I'm also a believer of Jesus Christ and a fan of Gary and extremely well-educated and multilingual Korean, but with hair naturally curly than the average Asian male and highly coveted by many moms and daughters, also known as Humble Kim. Today I'm gonna start with the very first question. What happens if you're doing this method with these multiple MAs? Check out the previous video that I've done. What can you actually do? So we're gonna look for a situation where there is an arrangement from the shortest moving average to the longest moving average, okay? Arranged in a nice sort of fashion. So we can identify initially that this section right here is doing that. So from green, yellow, orange, and red, the lines are nice and close together. Now, what happens if you found the opportunity right here, okay? Where you have found the price action is actually above, right? This is for a short position, of course. Where you have found the price action is actually sitting here, but the red line, which is the shortest MA, is obviously right over here, which is below that, right? And then the orange line is here, the yellow line, and then the green line is like here. So what we have already established that is for you to actually put a stop loss on that green line right here. That has to be a stop loss right there, okay? That has to be a stop loss. So you put a sell order here, you put a sell order here, you'll probably leave it as it is there. That's the market price over here, of course. And then you'll put a sell order here as well. So when it hits that, and we call that catching the bull, if you like, right? And obviously, it makes sense as well if it was for a long position as well. So that's what you need to do when your price action sits within those regions there. And these regions are actually better regions to catch than not. So to give you an example, when you actually start to see these lines start to separate, you want to catch them when they're sort of close to each other like this, okay? And that's when you're going to be able to find better positions of entry. So we immediately identified right over here as well, but the red price action, the candle actually pulled back into the region between the red and the green line there. So that being in a nice arrangement where the shorter MAs are sitting above the longer MAs like so, and it's done so in a nice way. That's a wonderful point of entry right here. But when the price action is lower, then you put a buy order on the orange line, which is the MA10, the 10 line, and then the yellow line, which is the 10 line, and then a stop loss on the green line. But you'd also put a buy order on that red line as well. So that is one of the better strategies that you could use as well. Now, another question that I receive a lot is asking me, when do I know how to take profits? Okay, so let's say you did catch this trade right over here. And a good point of exit is when the red line, which is the shortest moving average line, where it actually tapers off to a horizontal line here like so. So as you can see, the slope actually changes from a very sort of a vertical sort of tangential slope to a less steep one. And then finally it tapers off to a horizontal line. And that right there, that point right there is a good point of taking profits right then and there, okay? And as you can see, that is actually not the worst position to exit your particular long trade right over here as well. Not to mention it is shortly after the RSI as well. So that's another indicator that you can keep an eye on too. Similarly, for a downtrend and a short position, you do the same thing. So in a downtrend, let's look for a position for entry. We've had a pretty bullish market recently. Okay, here we go. Here's a really, really good one. Okay, as soon as you identify the lines are in inverse order, obviously you put a sell order here on the 5 MA line, and then a 10 MA, and then 15 MA, and then a stop loss on the 25 MA line. Yeah, that would have worked out quite nicely actually. And then you would have taken profits as soon as you have seen the red line become taper off to a horizontal line, which technically would have been here. But again, you don't have to take your full profits. You can actually take partial profits as well. Another potential line coming up here as well, which the price action for that here is a little bit better there again. And most importantly, the best would be this position right here where the horizontal line forms there as well, which would have given you a very, very handsome profit. Okay, so that's always a good thing to do. And even when the lines are very twisted from each other, right? When the moving average lines are twisted from each other, a good indicator to use is Bollinger Bands, right? Bollinger Bands on a 20/2, okay? That's what you want to see, 20/2. And on the Bollinger Bands, what you can do is you can actually see that there is a line in between, and it's that red line there, okay? I'm going to change the color of that red line so that we can see it more clearly. The median line I'm going to change to white there. So we're looking for that white line, okay? Give me a second. So we're looking for that white line that thick white line there. And what we're going to do is not when the market is trending like this. So when market trends, what you'll notice is that the Bollinger Band actually widens like so, whereas the Bollinger Bands are usually quite skinny too. So when the market is not trending, another opportunity that you can take is when the price action escapes out of the Bollinger Band, kind of like so and like so, you can actually place a trace opposing that and then take profits when it hits the white line, which is the center of the Bollinger Band itself. Obviously, do not be trading when the Bollinger Band widens and there's a clear trend in the market, but when it is moving sideways, the Bollinger Bands could actually be a really, really helpful way for you to understand when to make the trade and when to exit the trade as well. Now, another question that I get a lot is that, okay, does this work for altcoins? Well, as long as the altcoin has a lot of volume, then you can make those trades there as well. So let's try to look for an altcoin. Let's say we want to do, for example, Axie Infinity as a coin, and we just want to make sure that the volume is sufficient in there. And to me, something like this has plenty of volume here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the way that trades. I'm just going to turn off the Bollinger Bands for now. And what I have found with the trading of altcoins like this is that, yes, there are a lot of sort of violent upswings and downswings. And when it is profitable, you will be able to profit a lot more than it hits your stop loss. So for example, if we identify a spot right here, because it starts to arrange itself in the correct way, your position could have been entered here. Now, sometimes the stop losses can be challenged, and therefore, because of the volatility of the asset itself, you will actually hit your stop loss more often than when you do trade in Bitcoin. But for the number of stop losses that you hit, once you do make a profitable trade, because the swing is so strong, you will make a profit out of there that will wash out of all of the losses you made on the stop losses, which I found really, really helpful. And so often your altcoin trading could actually mean that you have a lot more profitability should you have thick enough skin to be able to endure the losses that could potentially be made along the way. But as long as you follow the rule to the T, you will be able to make a bigger amount of money as well. So, and once it does trend, you can actually be more aggressive in the holding and the pattern of it all as well. Now, that being the case, I think this would be a good time for me to mention leverage. I'd say when you're trading in Bitcoin, you probably don't want to take leverage any higher than 5 to 10x, okay? And I suggest that with altcoins that you stay within 3 to about 8x in leverage as well. So I think that'll be a good place to start and then basically explore within this range what kind of leverages work best for you to actually get you the most profitable trades and for what you're trying to achieve as well. Okay, there you have it. I've addressed some of the questions that I get commonly around these strategies. Obviously, with everything, you need to actually get better at it by doing more of it as well. So make sure you check out the platform Bybit, invest small amounts of money in there just to see how you will go, even as small as, a couple of $100s just to see how it is, and just take your time and be patient and be very robotic in approaching these trading mechanisms, and you'll be a very profitable trader in no time. Making a couple $100s a day should be an absolute breeze for you all. And look, before I go, I'd like to just do a quick plug that, if you do this really well, there's plenty of competitions that Bybit offers where you can get massive amounts of rewards. So make sure you go sign up to the Bybit platform with the link below, and also to this competition where there's more than $200,000 worth of Ethereum available. That's right. If you actually win this trading competition, which you have 21 days to register now, you will be able to be in the draw to win a lot of money for the trading that you do. So the rules are available on the link below. So make sure you go check out the competition in the link below. And with that being said, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you got any question, please leave it in the comments below, and make sure you go subscribe, ring that notification bell, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.